Hi everybody, it's Arwyn with the better half of Lara Bar Club out here doing NanoWrimo, or Rimo, however you want to say it, interviews with other NaNoers. So I have, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Katie, but I publish under K.Larsen. Hello.
We have an actual published author with us, unlike me and Dylan, so this is really exciting. So we're just going to talk about her experience with Nano and kind of do little snippets of NaNoers as the month goes on, and this is our first one. So how long have you been doing Nano?
The first one I did was in 2014.
Nice.
And it ended up being 109,000 word book. And I wrote the whole book.
Double nanoed it.
Yeah, I double nanoed. You did. Once I started, there was no stopping me.
Yeah.
I wrote the entire thing in November. It's called Jezebel.
Oh, cool. And
it's a psychological thriller.
Yeah. We have bookmarks. We don't have physical books. We have bookmarks. I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm a shameful author with no physical books in my own home.
I probably will not have copies of my own books in my home. Like, I don't even like my printed out copies. I'm just like, put that somewhere. I don't want to see that.
Sometimes, though. Sometimes I have stock, but before signing. And then I'll sell a bunch and have some leftovers and come home. And then I'm like, okay, they go on the shelf. But then eventually people come over and I'm like, oh, hey, do you want a signed book? Like, here, just have it.
Yeah.
And then I end up with none again. So, so that one was that was a good one. Mm-hmm. That was my best Nano ever.
I can't even break 50, so you're ahead of me.
But that one had a really good story behind it too, so I think that helped a little bit.
Did you plan it? Did you know what you're writing going into it? No.
So Jezebel is a psych thriller with a touch of romance in it.
I always like romance.
Me too. You have left a little bit of spooniness in there.
Right.
I went to see this woman who calls herself a soul reader in Portland, and she is supposed to tell you about your past lives and stuff like that. So she gave me my reading, and I didn't wear my wedding bands in. I told her nothing about me prior to, and because my coworkers had gone to see her, they booked my appointment, so she didn't even know my pen name or anything. She she thought I was from my company. And she was like, oh, you're finishing up the 4th book in a series right now. And I was like, wow, that's really weird, because I was. And so I was like, okay, that's really strange. And then she said, you need to finish that. And once you do, you're going to go to sleep one night, and you're just going to, this whole book is just going to download sort of in your sleep. And you're going to wake up the next day, and you're going to just have it all there, and you're gonna write the last scene of the book first.
Interesting. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And I saw her in September, and November.
Yeah.
So I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna finish the 4th book that I was working on." By then, I have no plans to write about Paris and the psych thriller book. I had my next book planned already for when I finished the series that I was working on. And as soon as I finished it,
it's just boom.
It really did. It seriously, it downloaded overnight.
I kind of wish that happened to me.
It was really strange.
That's really cool.
It's the only time though that's ever happened.
That's still pretty cool though.
But she was amazing, super amazing. She nailed everything. Wow. And I still have the recording, so I listen to it once a year usually. And there is still stuff that she mentioned in passing that I didn't really take as a prediction that has started happening over the course of the last 5 years since I saw her. So I keep saying I'm going to go back to see what my next 5 years are going to be like.
I totally am into witchy stuff, so it's really cool. I'm really into that.
And I really explained the whole thing in the acknowledgments at the end of Jezebel, because I just got a kick out of it, and I didn't think that book would ever happen. And
here it is.
It's there.
And it has a bookmark. Oh, this is cute. Is this your
That's my logo.
Everyone, this is cute. I just want everyone to see that. That's really cool. Okay, and then so once you finished Jezebel, what does your editing process after Nano look like? I'm assuming you don't just upload. I mean, you might. Okay.
I didn't. Okay. So manuscript gets finished, and then I send it to usually 4 to 6 beta readers.
Yep.
I wait for them to finish, give me all their feedback, and then I decide what I think is important feedback that really does enhance the story, and then sort of what's like just maybe personal preference or I don't know, just not really necessary to change the story or doesn't fit in with what I had in mind for the story.
Yeah.
So I make all those changes, and then it goes to an editor. And then when I get it back from the editor, I decide on what of their changes I want to make too. And then it has a proofreader. And then after that...
And that's like the line edit, like grammar stuff?
Proofreading will catch like all the last little things. If there's typos, if there's weird line edits, if there's a misspelling of a word or no space between two words or something like that, they'll catch all those last little things.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How did you find your beta readers?
Originally, I found them in the beta readers group on Goodreads.
There's a beta reader group on Goodreads?
There
what?
There
I just
is.
Review books on there. It's like a whole world.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And so you can you can post in the group that you're looking for beta readers. And you usually typically say like what your genre is, what's the page count, and then anybody who's available who's interested will reach out to you, and then you can send it out.
Well, I usually use Twitter. That's been my go-to for finding, but I didn't know Goodreads. I am going to have to explore that. I had no idea.
And sort of once you dip your toe in that well, and you're like, you have some solid beta readers.
Yeah.
Eventually, you just meet other people who are like, oh, I beta for so-and-so, and do, and you're like, oh, and do you want this one? And so you can sort of rotate out, have a good group of
because I feel like beta readers are very, I don't want to say undervalued, because I think people who use beta readers value them a lot, but I think in the world of writing, people don't realize how great they are until they need them. And then they're like, a good beta reader is...
I feel like they're a necessity.
Really helpful. Yeah, I would say so as well. I have a crew, kind of the writing group crew is the same. We all beta read each other's stuff, and they have really helped so many things that, like, I'm just blind to.
Yeah.
You know, because it's my story, so, like, I know what I want it to sound like, and then they're just like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Like,
you said she blinked 12 times in one paragraph.
Or that.
I did?
I have like writer tics where like I say there's certain words I like and there's certain phrase and I use them and like I don't notice them because I like them. I think they're a good word, and then sometimes they're just like, so this one word it's a weird word to start with and you've used it a lot and it's like noticeable. Yeah. So they're great. I love my beta readers, but I had no idea there's that resource. So
yeah. And they're awesome.
It's good to talk to other writers. You learn new things. That's awesome. And then I know when you and I were talking before the video, you have someone do a cover art.
Yeah, I have a cover artist. And there's... do
you have the same one for all your stories? Or
I typically do. I think out of the 19 books that I've published, all but 4... No, that's not right now. 4... So 8. There's 8 books out of 19 that I've used a different cover artist, but everything else has been with the same.
Cool. Very cool.
The same one. And they're really, if you search cover designer on Facebook, you'll come up with a ton of groups and pages.
Really?
Yeah, of really great people. So
this is one cover. I'm gonna go through. I like all these bookmarks, so I wanted to show off the covers. This is a steamy cover. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that one's a little bit of a hot romance.
And then this one also looks... Well, okay, so the bookmark looks kind of steamy, but then the cover looks super serious. It's like a little juxtaposed there. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, because he is serious,
okay.
But also he's ripped and beautiful. So you needed to know that he's serious and that he's also hot.
But also very hot.
But I don't want him to just be labeled hot. Like, he's not an airhead. So
I got you.
It was important.
It's I like it. It's a lot is communicated in that bookmark. That's amazing. So do you have a favorite piece that you've done for Nano? Like a favorite one? I mean, Jezebel's pretty cool. Like, Jezebel's pretty badass.
That was,
But besides that.
So, I would have to say Jezebel, The Tutor, and Imposter are probably my 3 top Nano projects from the last 5 or 6 years.
Cool.
Yeah. And The Tutor, when I originally, like, if you're my buddy... on the site, then The Tutor was formerly called 23 Weeks. It had like a totally different title and description until I finished writing it. And I was like, oh, that doesn't work. So everything got changed.
Because you don't plot, right? You just kind of
I'm a
dive
pantser.
in.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
so
total
amazing.
pantser.
I don't know how that works.
I mean, I have a general plot overall, you know, like I think the synopsis. That's what I have.
Synopsis.
Like the blurb, the book blurb, that is what I start with in my head. And then so I just pick a starting point, which could totally change. Like by the time I've written 3 or 4 chapters, I might copy and paste chapter 4 and put it as chapter 1. So like I will go back and rearrange things.
That's so amazing. I don't know.
And
how that works.
sometimes I don't even write chronologically.
Oh my god.
Like I'll have a really great idea for like 5 chapters down the road, and I'm just like, oh, I have to get that out. So I'll just type that one, and then I just sort of work my way there.
Yeah.
And then continue on.
So, you know, in other videos, my dear viewers, how I always talk about finding what works for you, this is a great example because I feel like Dylan and I write very similarly. So whenever we're giving advice, we're always talking about things that are very similar. And now we have someone who has written a bunch of books who doesn't do it at all how I do it, and yet it works. That's amazing.
And I tried plotting. I tried doing the note cards thing where you like write out all your plot points and like chapter, like a 1-sentence chapter blurb for each chapter. And then that way you're supposed to be able to take the note cards and, you know, like rearrange them as you go.
I have a friend that does that. And
no, that just messed with my whole flow. Like I could not handle that at all.
I just do like a timeline in like a journal where I just like write plot points down in like a timeline and then I write the scenes.
Yeah, I have another friend who, she just writes like the 2-sentence chapter blurb and so that she knows what every chapter is sort of going to encompass. And then she sticks to it, and she just writes, and it works wonderfully for her.
Yeah. It's so interesting. We all end up with the same-ish product, and yet, like, how we get there is all very different. Yeah. That's awesome. What's the tutor about? I like this cover.
The tutor
very
is, like, it's sort of genre-less.
Ooh.
It is a psych thriller, but also a dark romance. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't happily live in just one little place to stick it. It's about a young woman who takes a job tutoring in this remote cabin location.
Ooh.
And then at the end of the tutoring gig, she like signed up to do 3 months. She's not allowed to leave.
What? That sounds really good. I have to read that now. Now I have to read it. That was really good, like elevator pitch too. I feel like you did a really good job of like building that up. Now I have to go read it. And are all your stories available on Amazon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everything's in Kindle Unlimited too. If you have a subscription for that right now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me interview you.
And
we are coming up on the end of our time, but everybody, it is K.Larsen is the pen name, available on Amazon. I really like these covers. These are really cool. It's just like with a lot of books, and then there'll be another book because Nano's happening now. Today is day 1. So, do you know what you're writing?
I do. I'm working on a co-write project.
Ooh.
And for the time being, it is on the super download, secretive, can't tell you who I'm writing with or what it's about or anything. It'll be announced when it'll be announced.
That's really cool. Wow. We'll keep a watch out for that. And now I'm like, my curiosity is piqued. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining in. Remember to hit subscribe and comment and all that good stuff. Dylan's better at hustling this than I am, but please do that. You all are great. Thanks.